My next guests have worked on and off stage in shows like Mary Poppins, 42nd Street, West Side Story, Beauty and the Beast, and The Phantom of the Opera, as well as TV and even rock video clips. We'll get back to that later. Welcome to Showtime, Di Morgan and Maddie Magetti.
Hi, Andrew.
There's so much I'd love to ask you about, but Di, rock music videos. I was about to say rock, paper, scissors, but rock music videos. What gives?
Well, I'm very old. I'm 56, and there was a band called No Nonsense, which was an Australian band, and they released a song called Changes, and I was 16, and my dancing teacher at the time knew someone that was filming them, and that's how I got the gig. So yes, I was in that at 16.
I'm 50, so you're not old.
I'm 56.
That hurt a little bit. Yeah, 6 years. Madeleine, Maddie, what do you prefer?
Maddie's good. Maddie's fine.
Maddie, you started dancing at the age of 3, like ballet classes, and you've gone on to many exciting things. How did you start?
So I started because my mum had done dance as well, so it was just the hobby to enroll in, but I just loved it from the start. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I was very lucky to have some very good training, and just, yes, was very inspired and wanted to keep going and try new styles and try everything.
And you've done quite a bit of performing in classic dance, yeah?
Yeah, so I went to Ringwood Ballet, and so we do a full-length ballet every year. So I was very, very lucky to, be in their productions, which are absolutely stunning. Very lucky to perform in lots of, classical roles, even though classical ballet was not the path that I would continue. I'm very, very grateful for my training, and I think, it was a really great just background and foundation.
Good grounding.
And Di, speaking of performing, you've done a lot of performing to Understated, Singing in the Rain, Hello Dolly Cabaret, Sweet Charity as Helene, and then you started focusing on choreography and directing. What happened? What changed?
It was funny. I never thought I'd want to be a choreographer because I liked being on stage. And then one day just someone said to me, hey, would you like to choreograph this show? And I'm like, oh, gee, I don't know if I can do it. And I did it and loved it. Really loved doing the creative side.
And how do you think it helps you coming from a performing background to be able to communicate choreography and directing to performers?
Oh, look, I think it's so important, especially in a show like Charity with our beautiful triple threat here. I've been a triple threat in my younger years as well, and I know what it takes to get there. And I think that it just helps with, as a choreographer, I wasn't just choreographing a dance piece just to fit in anywhere. You're telling the story that's being told in the musical, but you're continuing it in the music, in the song and in the dance to make it all flow. So I think there's a real crossover between directing and choreographing.
Yeah, look, and I think the seems that the directors that enjoy and choreographers that enjoy the most success are the ones that really get performing and can really speak to performers in a way that resonates with them to make everyone be at their best on stage.
It comes from the audition process.
Looking over at you, Maddie, is it working in practice?
Oh, absolutely.
How awkward if you said no right now.
I would never.
Not listening.
No, I 100% agree. Actually, I say to Di all the time, I'm so lucky because we're very similar, I think, in how we learn and how we process, and you'll be giving me direction and you're like, here's the choreography of it, and I'm like, oh, thank you, that makes sense. Yeah.
we talk of it in terms of choreography,
yes,
the business that we do in the dialogue.
Yeah, and I think for this show, because it is such a, like, the direction and choreography are kind of one, like with Bob Fosse, even directing and choreographing it, like, it's very intentional.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I imagine that with your classic dance training, Maddie, it makes a huge difference, and you're able to communicate on a different level as performers and as creatives.
Yeah, I think definitely it's helped a lot, especially just because of the pure content of it and how much there is. It's good to sort of have that dance mindset where, it kind of just makes sense.
So, Maddie, you have performed with Opera Victoria, Melbourne Opera. and now musical theatre. How do those worlds balance for you?
Yeah, well, actually, I feel like they do go together quite well, because it's, the same thing of, I guess, telling the story through music and through dance and all those elements. But for me, I think that the transition into musical theatre kind of came from that dance world, where I think it was actually a routine that I did to All That Jazz from Chicago, which was a competition routine back in the day. And I kind of just got very into, what's this from? Like finding out, like my family also quite into theatre. So I'd grown up, going to shows and listening to music and things. But I think that was sort of the crossover from that dance side of things. And then like, I kind of want to do the other things that, singing and acting and, get involved in that a bit more.
Do you still explore dance through opera, or are you solely focused on musical theatre now?
Well, I mean, if an opportunity arose, like I definitely, it was great experience in working with the singers who are absolutely just outstanding. It was really great experience working with that side of things as well. So yeah, definitely would never say never. Give anything a try.
And Di, you're obviously working on Sweet Charity right now. It was a huge success on Broadway and the West End in the 1960s. It was really successfully revived in 2005, I think, on Broadway, and then not long after that on the West End. 2024, what is it about Sweet Charity that you think still resonates with audiences today?
I think, especially since going through the pandemic, I think we're all like Charity. We're all a little bit lost. We're all looking for a little bit of love. I mean, I don't want to make Charity sound pathetic or anything, and that's the real key on us being able to make it that she doesn't look that way. We need the audience to go along the journey with her, where she's trying to find where she fits in the world. And I think, especially the younger generation, I have children that are 22 and 25, and a lot of their friends, they're all a bit lost since the pandemic and sort of not sure which direction to go in, which ties in nicely with a song in the show called Where Am I Going? So yeah, I think it's very relevant now, which is amazing, isn't it, for something that was written over 50 years ago?
It is, and I guess it's a testament to, some of those Broadway classics like Sweet Charity. But for those that don't know, Maddie, what exactly is Sweet Charity about?
So Sweet Charity pretty much follows Charity Hope Valentine and all the other characters that she encounters throughout the show. So essentially it's about her and her life, and just really looking for love, to find herself as well, and just being knocked back several times, quite significantly, but just having that resilience and that just joy and love of life still come through, being hopeful through all that, is really the main sort of through line. But of course, things do happen throughout the course of the show, and there's humor, there's sadness, heartbreak. There's a lot that she goes through.
And a whole lot of dance. Di, of course, famously, Bob Fosse directed and choreographed this back when it was on Broadway in 1966. And now you are directing and choreographing, following maybe in Bob Fosse's footsteps. Absolutely no pressure whatsoever. How does that legacy feel for you coming in as a director and choreographer in 2024 of this incredible work?
Yeah, it's a huge, I don't want to say pressure, but there's huge expectations of how the dance will be, huge expectations of who's playing Charity. What I wanted to make sure of was that we got a triple threat. We had to have a triple threat for Charity, and we had to have triple threats for Nikki and Helene, because they're the iconic numbers. If My Friends Could See Me Now or Something Better Than This, have to be dancers in there. And so lucky that the people who auditioned are exactly right for that. Creating Fosse's style, people think, it's easy, it looks easy, it's just this and it's that. It's really difficult. And I'm also a teacher, and that's been really great, being able to teach people how to do this style and just seeing these people who haven't done it before growing and enjoying it as well.
And Maddie, we talked before about your classic dance training. This has got to be a dream role for you.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's so funny because I've always loved this show. It's always been a role that I've wanted to play. The opportunity just kind of never came up, and I think now is sort of the perfect timing as well for me and like where I'm at in life and all that. Yes, and all that stuff. So it's just been, absolute dream role. The whole experience as well has been just amazing. Like, I'm very lucky.
One of the best casts we've ever had. Just lovely, isn't it?
What do you hope audiences are going to take away from this show?
Well, I hope that they can, first of all, like I was saying, kind of relate a bit to not only Charity, but to, what all the characters go through. But I think it comes down to that journey that she is on to sort of from being, herself, but then feeling lost and, having that sort of like, where am I going? Just everything that she goes through. And it is that real range of, joy and then the heartbreak and then trying to come back from that several times. I think it is quite inspiring or quite hopeful to see. And I think it is something that everyone can relate to. In some way in their life.
Sweet Charity is on at Karralyka Theatre in Ringwood from the 18th to the 27th of October. For more info and to book tickets, visit ndms.org.au. Maddie, Di, thank you so much and all the very best for the season.
Thank you very much, Andrew.